company closed down almost 5% in New York. Well, Nabil Hannan is the managing director of the cybersecurity consulting firm NetSPI, also hosts a cybersecurity podcast called Agent of Influence. Thanks very much for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me. My pleasure.
So what's gone wrong here?
Well, software systems are complex. And when you start thinking of really large software systems like social media platforms, they tend to be built using really bite-sized components that get stitched together. And as a result, you end up having this really complex, really weirdly interconnected system that can fail for many reasons. Sometimes it could be a hacker that tries to hack and bring a system down, or sometimes it may be as simple as some sort of a misconfiguration that ends up having a cascading effect and ends up taking service down for a longer period of time.
I think people will be surprised. People, of course, will know everyone works and understand that mistakes happen, but that a mistake like this can have such a widespread impact.
Well, that's the challenge that you have nowadays with software development happening at such a rapid pace. People are constantly making updates and everyone wants new features. Your customer may be interested in a specific trend and you want to make sure you capitalize on that trend before your competitors or other social media platforms catch on. So as a result, there's this urge and rush to go to market. And, sometimes simple mistakes can have pretty devastating long-term impact.
And in terms of the impact, of course, we shouldn't get sidetracked. This isn't just a case of people can't look at photos of their relatives for a while. This is, some businesses rely on it, logins. It's quite a serious impact as well, isn't it?
Well, with platforms like Facebook that have become such a crucial part and the backbone of everyone's lives today, if you think about it, more than half the world's population uses Facebook. And Facebook provides you certain features that are supposed to help you manage your username and password better so you can sign up for other applications and say, sign in with Facebook or sign in with Google, which makes sure that you don't have to create extra passwords and usernames for all the different apps you want to access. The problem you have now is when Facebook is down, those applications also become inaccessible to the users who leveraged Facebook for logging into the application. So, the impact is pretty far reaching. And if you think of something like WhatsApp, that ecosystem is internationally connected. There are organizations that rely on WhatsApp for communicating with and reaching their customers worldwide. They use it as a customer service function and so on and so forth. So the impact ends up being pretty significant.
So I'm afraid we've only got 10 seconds, but are you suggesting this might lead to a rethink then, some kind of different approach? The businesses and people with logins and things need some other level of guarantee?
Well, the username and password has served us well, but I think it's time to move on to something better and new. Leveraging things like people's biometrics, where they're located, or even things like artificial intelligence and machine learning are things we have to look into to come up with a better way to figure out who you are.
Fascinating stuff. Nabil Hannan, thank you very much for coming on.